A disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips the balance in favor of fair use. This is from Times-Union. NYCLU sues Commission of Correction for jail abuse records. You're going to love this. It's just more of the same, you know. The organization claims that agency has not provided sufficient records regarding their investigation of assault complaints, otherwise known as rape. By Molly Burke, February 11th, 2024. The New York Civil Liberties Union filed a lawsuit against New York State Commission of Correction on February 2nd in the state Supreme Court in Albany after appealing their Freedom of Information Law request, seeking records of investigation into physical and sexual assault complaints from county jails across New York. From Will Waldron, Times-Union. Because, you know, they just can't get it the old-fashioned way. Prey on the vulnerable. Albany, the New York Civil Liberties Union, has filed a lawsuit against the State Commission of Correction, seeking to resolve a dispute over the nonprofit's efforts, of course they're nonprofit, to obtain records about investigations into physical and sexual assault complaints in New York jails. Who do you guys think is doing it? The lawsuit filed in State Supreme Court in Albany alleges that the commission, tasked with overseeing New York jails and prisons, has violated the state Freedom of Information law that governs, spell check does wonders, that governs the disclosure of public records. The NYCLU filed a Freedom of Information law request with the commission in July 2022, seeking copies of records documenting how the commission handles incidents reported in county jails in the New York City Department of Correction. You know they're not going to investigate their buddies. Birds of a feather. That involve physical assaults or sexual abuse by facility staff, like the corrections officers. Do you love when they try to do that tricky dicky stuff with the words? In response, the Commission of Correction partially granted the request in September 2022. The organization was provided with a 10-page document titled Processing of Reportable Incidents, which come with redactions. Of course it does. Due to exemptions cited by the Commission from the Freedom of Information law, NYCLU claims that the Commission did not provide further elaboration on why portions were redacted. Does this sound familiar, you guys? Other parts of the request seeking records referencing physical and sexual assaults between personnel and inmates. In other words, I'm going to break it down in real language. Between correction officers and prisoners. Let's just keep it real. And contents of databases referencing reportable incidents. Sound like LAPD? Were denied based on privacy exemptions that the Commission's records access officer had claimed prohibited their release, the lawsuit alleges. The lawsuit comes as the NYCLU has been pursuing litigation to get the disciplinary records of dozens of law enforcement agencies. Including the state police, dating back 2 decades. They be raping up in there, huh? You guys likey that rape, don't you? It just gets you off. That litigation has been buttressed by the repeal of a law that had shielded police disciplinary records from public disclosure for more than 40 years. The commission, which was formed in 1895 as the Commission of Prisons, oversees correctional facilities in New York, including reviewing policies and conducting investigations of serious incidents and deaths involving inmates and others held in police custody. You guys know that happens all the time. The NYCLU's litigation with the Commission is apparently driven by its efforts to review records of county jails that involve incidents in which inmates have been physically assaulted, raped by staff. Like, oh, you mean staff like the corrections officers or other inmates. I don't want to go into details, but I'm not really sure exactly how that would work in an all-female prison. I'm sure there's ways to do it. You see how they're trying to minimize stuff? Oh, I know I was going to get irritated with this one. The commission is required to investigate reports of staff violence against people behind bars in jails across New York. Anthony Gemmell, the organization's director of detention litigation, said in a news release, yet the agency's pattern of secrecy, I keep talking about it, like the secrecy in Scientology, like the secrecy in Jehovah's Witnesses, like the secrecy in the military, like the secrecy with all these pedophile networks. Got something for you. Leaves New Yorkers largely in the dark about what, if anything, results from those reports. It's not a license to rape women, is it? The NYCLU appealed the Commission's decision in October 2022, which the FOIL appeals officer partially granted in November 2022. The officer said that records of personnel inmate assault could be, in other words, rape, could be found and return that request to the Commission of Correction. What I've been noticing with a lot of the law enforcement is they do this. We don't have it, but you go here. We don't have it, but you go there. It's a thing they do. It's passive aggressive. Commission of Correction, but denied the rest of the requests for records, the lawsuit says. Doesn't that mean they're not following the laws? What else is new? The organization said the Commission's records access officer identified 2,281 records regarding personnel inmate assault, called rape, and would provide a response to the request in December 2022. They must be scared all that evidence is about to come out. So easy to get DNA evidence. Officers. The NYCLU did not get a response from the Commission until more than 9 months later on September 21st. Like I said, passive-aggressive. The response included fewer records, only 1,382 incident reports. How much do you bet some of the people that are doing this are in those records? Facts. Then the organization had been told about the lawsuit claims. Let's see where this goes. It only included information from the New York City Department of Correction, not any other county jails across the state. The organization filed another appeal on October 2nd, seeking more records from the Commission. The records officer responded the same day, saying the county jail records were inadvertently not attached. Oh. It would be really nice to just once see the female prisoners get one up on some of these officers. You never know what might happen to those corrections officers, you know. It can be kind of dangerous in there. To the earlier response and sent 12 additional incident reports from county jails that had some information blacked out. The NYCLU claims that the number of incidents listed in the Commission's annual 2022 report is greater than the number of incidents that the organization received in their FOIL responses. What else is new? They've been doing this for like forever. Rape culture. This discrepancy suggests the Commission is hiding basic incident reports for each responsive incident report, despite having those records in their custody. An NYCLU news release said, the lawsuit comes as State Attorney General Letitia James continues to investigate Clinton County Jail over claims of sexual abuse and harassment of female correction officers. Oh, wow, they're even doing it to their own. You know, I'm not surprised. I'm trying to think of that LAPD officer. Can't think of him right now. Sexual abuse and harassment of female correction officers at a North County jail, a facility where at least 2 former female inmates also have said they were sexually abused by male employees. You see how they keep like fudging the words? We're going to change male employees to corrections officers because we know. That's conduct unbecoming of an officer. Facts. In November, a formerly incarcerated woman filed a lawsuit accusing multiple former correction officers of sexual assault while she was held at the Albany County Correctional Facility in 2014. A pattern that she said resulted in a pregnancy and an outside abortion organized by the jail's medical staff and administrative officials. Boy, that doesn't scream cover up, does it? That's plenty of DNA evidence right there. Okay, I'll leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you like. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.